Agility Writer. So Agility Writer is really well known. It's one of the top AI writers out there for sure. I've used it before in the past and was very impressed with it. And I've seen some other people who review these platforms, and they've put Agility Writer as their absolute number one. Okay, so it is a powerhouse in terms of the SEO AI writing world. So this is kind of the UI. It's very similar to another tool that is coming up later on in this list, but I'll talk about that then. And I just liked it from the off. Okay, so you've got the different options here for article creation. So let's go ahead and see the articles I've written. So we've got a history, we can view and download our articles. Okay, so we've got our 3 articles there, 1,500, 1,200 and 2,500 words in length. So if we go back to the SEO scores, so it scored really, really well on the first article and had decent, good actually readability on the first article. So that was a success. Unfortunately, it bombed on the second and third articles. Excellent readability on them. So kind of the opposite to what some of these platforms have had an issue with. They've had great SEO scores but poor readability, and this one kind of vice versa on the second two. So I was really kind of disappointed with the SEO scores for the second and third articles because the first one went so well, but the readability scores were really, really good. Now, what I did for these articles, so for the first one, which was the sustainable gardening tips, which scored really highly on SEO and also was good on readability, I just basically did it out of the box. So I didn't change any of the settings. I just literally clicked generate, and it came out to me like this. Okay, so great image and yeah, really good readability. Many people want to garden but worry about the impact on the earth. Okay, sounds like it's written by a human, not in today's eco-friendly world or something like that, right? To me, this was one of the best out there. One of the best writers on the list for sure in terms of like how the actual content read. Okay, and that's really, really important. So that's why, despite it not doing too well on SEO on the second or third articles, I actually ranked it above where the scores would have been. And to be honest with you, I think, if I got to know the platform more and got to know the ins and outs of it and used it more, it might even be higher than it might even be top 5 or top 3. Okay, there's a lot to like about Agility Writer for sure. So let's take a look at one of the articles that didn't do so well. Let's do the second one. A lot of writers struggled on this because it is kind of a broad keyword, right? But even then, many people struggle to show up online. I like that kind of intro, right? It's not that AI kind of buzzword crap. And even put a YouTube video in here, although I suppose it should show the preview, right? But it's got the links in, it's got the images, and okay, that's a bit of an area. Right, so maybe this is why I didn't clock this first time around. Maybe this is why it didn't perform so well in this article, because there's an error here. So yeah, I think look, this would definitely have performed better had I got used to it more, okay? But the fact that it's top 10 anyway, and the fact that I think the content is very, very readable and reads really, really nicely, and it had all the kind of features and tools that I would expect from this. So look at this, we have your topical map helper, content refiner, entity extraction, okay? So if I'd gone in and used a lot of these tools and added it in, we definitely would have got a better result. Outline builder, which we did anyway, and even it has an EEAT bio generator. So a lot of the tools, really nice to have in terms of an AI SEO platform there. So for me, does all these things in the process really well. Also completely nailed the readability. When I changed the settings, kind of didn't go so well, but straight out of the box it was great. So I'm really happy to recommend Agility Writer as an AI writer for your SEO purposes. It could even be better than the 8th place it's in. For me, yeah, it was really, really great. So like I said, the competition right now is really strong. They're all recommendations from here on in, but Agility Writer, definitely a thumbs up.